now in the Black Box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, a.k.a. BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!
Listen.
Gratitude is the attitude. Show is a blessing. To be back in the Black Box. Black Box.
Relax, roll up as we randomly react to content in these YouTube streets. Yeah. It's time for R&R.
Smack with Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the Black Box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
We back on them 7 C's. The constant, consistent, continuous content creation campaign continues. We over here on Kenny Kingpin channel. Shocked to see this title. It says, I received a phone call from Ho No Honey. And so I guess that assumes the video was about, what was it, 10 minutes? Let me see. 11 minutes long. So I'm like, I received a phone call from Ho No Honey live on No Jumper. This what happened. So I assume he accepted the phone call. And if it's 11 minutes worth of conversation about it, they had a conversation. Now, I don't know for the life of me what interest he could have with spending any time on the phone entertaining anything Ho No Honey has to say. It just makes me like wonder, ponder, figure that some people just talk to anybody, because if in the days where we have such thing, we got cell phones, the capability of blocking someone's access from contacting you is the this takes less than a minute, a fraction of a moment, a second. And if you had a list of anyone that would be blocked, I don't know why Ho No Honey, if you Kenny Kingpin, wouldn't be on there. Me personally, the only time I've spoken to Ho No Honey on the phone in the last, 10 years, or since we've been doing this, whatever we call it, I had my phone set for unknown callers not to get through. And I got a call from a number that wasn't stored in my phone, and my phone rang. That's one amazing thing, and it was cuz. Since then, every time he tried to contact me, I couldn't imagine why I would even. It's just like I could search my database for reasons, and a million reasons in the world. Why would I talk to this dude? I cannot come up with nothing. But anyway, the homie did, and with no further ado, let's see what Pop LQ and the Queerdo has been up to. Oh, wait, but before we do that, let me just remind y'all how we got here, why I even care to tell the truth about Ho No Honey.
We say Spider Loke gave Black Wall Street a pass today. So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the fuck?
Anybody that would tell that bold, blatant lie, he a foofer, super boo-boo. Who would want to talk to this type of guy? For what? When? Why? What reason? So never. Oh, my mama.
So, as I'm doing my research, building my content, it take me a little time because I'm new to the content world, right? I'm building my content up. And, this is like probably last week sometime. This is right after the holiday, I think, on that Tuesday or Monday. Either on Monday or Tuesday. Anyway, I see my phone. I have a DM from Wack 100. Yes. Okay. So, I received the DM. I'm looking at the DM. The DM is reading like, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? You started it. I know about your statements. I'm gonna expose the fuck out of you. Get ready for the ride. So I'm thinking, my first thought was like, all right, dude must have DM somebody, DM me on accident. So I put the phone down, I'm pondering, I'm thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? Time passed. I'm doing things around the house. So I pick back up my phone to respond to the DM. As I'm getting ready to respond, I receive a phone call. Okay, it's from someone I've been knowing for a while. I pick up the phone. They're like, what's up, man? What you doing? I'm like, I'm all right. He said, I got Wack on the line. He want to talk to you. Should I click him in? I'm like, yeah, in fact, I do. So when he comes in,
that's where you f***ed up at. You should. Why? Why would you want to talk to this guy? Don't you realize it's the same guy that has this alleged phone call with the feds calling to offer him protection? Access is extremely valuable. And if you value yourself, some of the most valuable energy that you can relinquish is access. And I guarantee you he appreciated having the access at you. My mama talked to this Neil for what? He let this same white boy he's sitting in front of sex plane give him a mold of his sweet night right in front of his woman, bro. Who wants to talk to that type of guy?
I guess he had to understand, and I was supposed to be making a documentary about him. That wasn't true. How, where, or how he heard that, I have no idea. I expressed to him exactly that.
Shouldn't express nothing. Let him think whatever. So what? He believe a lie, great. Because all he do is spew him all the time. That was a perfect condition to leave him in. Bewildered, confused, believing a lie that you don't have to have no responsibility in because you did not tell it. That would have been awesome. That would have been a great chess move to let him believe that lie.
So he got past that. He said, okay, obviously you took the phone call. You know, you're not on them. So I'm trying to figure out where we're going. He said, well, he complimented. He said, the name Kenny Kingpin is catchy. You know what I'm saying? I said, all right. You know.
What the hell? Oh, my God. No way. Yeah. So what do you think about your name? That sounds like hella Skittles to me for him to even think that you need to. Man, you've been in the game longer than this dude knew there was a game to even be a part of. His compliment means absolutely nothing.
Good looking with the compliment. He said he went through some content and, you know what I'm saying? He liked what he see on the YouTube that, you know what I'm saying? I had some interesting pieces. I said, you know what I'm saying? I'm just working on it. I got some more stuff.
Man, what you this shit blowing my mind.
I'm working on something right now, in fact. Then, you know, I brought up the Nipsey allegations. I said, yeah. He said, well, what
the hell? Oh, my God. No way, yeah. Why is you even keep giving this nigga action at discussing keyweight conversations, man? This dude is a goofer, bro. I don't understand. That's none of his business. All right.
working on? I said, I'm working on something about these Nipsey allegations. He said, what about them? I said, I don't know, you know, how they got out there. He said, well, I didn't have nothing to do with putting it out there. I said, is that right? He said, no. I said, well, you know those charges were dismissed. He said, I know that. I said, okay. I said, well, you know, they were mediated to even build. He said, I know that. I said, well, why haven't you spoke on it? He said, it's not his job. Someone for our section, Crenshaw district, supposed to do that. I said, well, I'm working on something now. He said, well, you should touch on it. I said, okay, because I know how it was mediated. He said, well, I do too. So I'm like, okay. So I get ready to go to
I'm confused, LQ. What the
work. I'm doing my research. I'm trying to find the actual paperwork. I can't find the actual paperwork to the case, but I know that it's a minor involved, so I really don't expect it. But obviously, something's floating around. So that's what I'm really spending my time trying to do, the due diligence, doing that. Okay? All of a sudden, I get another phone call and then I'm like, hello? It's him. I'm like, what's up? He said, did you find anything? I'm like, basically, nah.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way. I gotta strip this down to a zero. Like, all right, zero, there's nothing. You're doing whatever you're doing. You're living your life, functioning, you're researching, creating content, whatever. Cuz calls you as a man, a father, big you homie. What at that point do you think consider ever can add to your situation? How is it a plus? How is it righteous? How is it correct? How is it cool? How is it necessary to entertain this dude whatsoever? This shit is crazy to me. This shit crazy.
I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? I got a paralegal friend. I'm trying to get them to look to see if I can find something solid on this, right? Now, I see another charge on there. This charge right here, which don't read right. It reads like it's a typo, like it don't supposed to fit, and it's not sitting with me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm laughing about that because, you know what I'm saying, I know that there's something ain't right about this work. You know what I'm saying? So he was like, okay, we ain't gonna get into that end. I guess he was calling to see where I was, how far I was, but I haven't found anything up.
Just listen to what you're saying, Marlo. He's calling you to see how far you in on some 6-0 business, some crip business. How is this any way, form of fashion, any type of conversation you should be reporting to? First, Adamu, didn't this payroll, lie rule, hold no honey goofball of all people, the way he's discussed and carried Nip name for a long time, Big U name, the position, Big U did something damning to himself on his way to turn himself in by way of making a video because he was so disgusted by this nigga. And he couldn't even hold it in. I know he knew better than make that video, and he still did it. Highly to say something about this dude, bro. Like, what is you doing? I don't get this.
Other than what's been floating around already. So I'm doing my research to see if I can find some actual documents about this case, which I know will be a search because there's a minor involved. Those cases are usually sealed right out the gate. But I'm doing my due diligence because, like I said, I'm doing my piece. So while I'm doing this, I get to call back Wack, and Wack is like saying, hey, how far have you got? Have you discovered anything? You got any in the paperwork? Because, you know what I'm saying, he wanted to see how far I got. I said, well, I don't have much more than what y'all have in terms of paperwork.
He wants to see what everybody got going on. He wants to know everything. He's the nosiest Pinocchio, knowing muff we know. So what? He wants to know and see what you got going on. So what?
But I'm almost finished with my dialogue. You know, I put my stuff together in pieces like that. But my thing is, I believe that Wack know exactly who assisted in the conflict resolution and mediating that case for it to be dismissed.
I'm curious if you told him that on the phone, or did you wait till you start creating content to share that portion? I'm just curious.
And it's not his job, as he said, to correct it. So that's what I came in at. And anyone else that know the truth, for that matter, you know,
Now, mind you, I appreciate the piece that he did on clarifying. We already reacted to it. It's titled, Nipsey Hussle had a weird case. Why was he around? Of course, I titled it like that to get y'all goofy, just to pump up in there so we could bring some clarity to the bullshit. But I had no idea this was the backstory behind it. Oh, my mama.
The fact of the matter is, Wack know people from the Crenshaw district. He know people from out the rolling 60s. You know what I'm saying? That's how he was able to call me. All right? So he talked to people over there. He know things. That's that.
Debunked. I mean, I'm sure they easily, obviously, could have looked into it before you put it out there.
We haven't pulled shit.
But then it would have been a boring narrative. Then it would have been like, oh, here's the thing that
It's not our work.
Okay.
We didn't post that. We don't know.
See? Wack knows exactly what happened with the case. We know Nipsey's not on Megan Law, so we know he wasn't charged. We know, in fact, the case was dismissed because he's not on Megan Law and he haven't been convicted of that crime. So, and Wack knows exactly how it was mediated and how the conflict resolution was applied to get the matter resolved so the girl can tell the truth and come forth and admit that those those charges were fabricated, those allegations were fabricated. But it's not his job to do that. It's our job in the Crenshaw district to clear up any lies or any inconsistencies or untruths. That's not his job. So there you go there. But this is what happened in the process while I'm working, trying to put together the piece.
But you're saying that you chose to draw a ton of attention to it before you put somebody on the case to try to debunk it. Which, again, it was dropped, so already debunked, kind of, right?
It's not debunked, it's because it's still there to pull up, and all you see is the charges. And those charges are horrible charges, and there's nothing else behind the charges. So what needs to happen is people need to see what went on with the charges.
People know the clarity. You know, that's all. He's saying somebody that actually know and have some insight need to speak on and clarify the situation.
Why are you validating his position, his interests, and his comments in this conversation when it has absolutely nothing to do with him, homie? Fuck what he want, fuck what he said. We don't give fuck what he thought, think, do, say, or none of that. Oh, my mama. Not me and those that think like me. This dude is a queerdo. I don't know why anybody would entertain him at this point. He has an audience with the type of people you see him sitting with in that green shirt. That's where his manipulation tactics are effective. So I thought by this time, anyone from amongst us would know he is not worthy of a conversation.
Because again, Nipsey was not on Megan's Law. He is not on Megan's Law. He has not been convicted of that crime, and those charges were in fact dismissed.
Okay.
And it's happening.
Okay. So, but you think that ultimately people will not look at this as something that is a blemish on Nip's legacy?
Nah, I don't believe it is.
Okay.
I mean,
the charges sound crazy as fuck.
It's a charge. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. The charges sound crazy. Watch this. The charges sound crazy.
I'm almost done.
Okay, did you get all the paperwork?
No, I didn't get. I just got the charges. There's 3 charges. I was gonna call you earlier. Now you on the phone.
You was gonna call, cuz?
What the hell? Oh my God, no way.
For what? May I ask, please? Why was you gonna call him? This shit's crazy.
It's a weird charge on here, bro.
Now that weird charge is this charge right here. Okay? That's a...
Why is you chopping it up with cuz though?
Either a typo or a misprint from the court, which I doubt, or wherever the origin of this paperwork came. This lewd act by a custodian or on a custodian, that seemed like that shouldn't even be here. So that's what I was referring to.
Well, listen, we're not going to talk about that right now. We talk about that when I call you. So, did you get everything to clear that?
Now, the laughter is because he know I expressed doubt from the jump about this paperwork that we see because no one can find it. And why would they find something that involves a minor that should be sealed? Okay? So that was, he know what my humor was in that laughter.
Yeah.
To clear what the original charge,
Yeah.
the first one?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not clear. It is what it is, but I got it told that it
Okay, well, send me what you got. Send me what you got. If you're missing something, I'll have my team dig into it to find what you need.
I got no paperwork. I just got my delivery. I got the same thing y'all got.
All right, well.
That right there. I have the same thing y'all got. This mysterious document that we have floating around. That Wack again say he didn't have no part of. He didn't release it. And he's consistently saying that, doubling down that on there. He told me that personally in our conversation. See?
We need to dig and get the paperwork because you need to add that to it. That way it goes away.
Oh, I can get it, though. Let me get it on me. I got a paralegal doing it. Give me
All right, I'm going to call you when I'm done with this pod.
All right.
Now.
So that's what that was about. All right? This phone call is to pick up from a prior phone call that we had. Period. Point blank. For those who don't know what's going on. All right? Because he's calling me back to see how far I've got on my piece, on my content about this case and this mysterious document or whatever's floating around.
Which is none
and
of
the
his
fact
business.
that I don't believe that the intensity with the correction is being made with the same intensity as the accusations were made. You know what I'm saying? And I'm bothered by that. And people don't know how that was mediated and how the conflict resolution was applied, and that somebody helped all that for clarity in a peaceful manner. So it wouldn't spill over to be something in the street involving a minor. That girl had family too. You know what I'm saying? So the truth came out. The girl admitted to the lie, admitted to the fabrication. The cases was dismissed on Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? And everything, it happened smooth the way it's supposed to. I just think that the whole thing should be out there because people need to look deeper. You know what I'm saying? The same person that they're accusing of one thing is the person that helped this same person. And that's the dualities of life, y'all. Period. Signing off, Kenny Kingpin, a.k.a. Papa LQ.
We say Spider Loc gave Black Wall Street a pass today. So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the fuck?
Tupac of my generation, Pac was highly intelligent, but in our culture, street culture, especially his generation, intelligence was viewed as a form of weakness. How do you get the people that's really affected by, what we're trying to solve involved?
Mathematical mode, marathon, making moves, taking the heartbreaking news, made major breaking news. Nephews, nieces, siblings, seeds, stay confused. Waking up, shaking, aching, praying that it's April Fool's. Chosen child from the now, down, stakes is huge. Snakes and fate, styling the gate, it's too late to choose. Violent visions gave victory, paid your dues. Motivated, demonstrated, elevated views. Truths don't die, we multiply. I ain't make the rules. Self-medicate, meditate, and celebrate the blues. Neighborhood, roller coaster, you can take the cruise, I'm good. Blue laces, Wade Puma's favorite shoes. Jesus to the generation, you never say me on my babies. What beautiful gift Pluto ever gave me. For such a precious life, who decides Christ? I couldn't feel the slides twice, cause they crucified Christ.
Back with that hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga Spider Low. Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
It's Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
So Spider looks at me because we go back to the juvenile side of the county.
What the fuck?
My nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low. Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Nate Blood, C-Mac. Shout out my Loke, Spider Loke, huh? Nate Blood, on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, crib.
Point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. Like Eastside millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the black box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go!